I cannot remember a time in my life when I've been this concerned about the state of the UK. And I'm not talking about the specific stuff, like what's going on the surface, what's happening at a particular hotel or in a particular police force, or who said what on social media. I'm actually talking about the deeper stuff, the more sinister stuff that is now taking root in British society. We can all feel it. It's almost palpable. The country has become febrile. I'm talking about the social contract, about the willingness of millions of hard-working, tax-paying, law-abiding British people to keep paying into the system, to keep supporting a system that many of them are now concluding is deeply unfair, deeply unjust, and is rigged against the hard-working majority. Because to be frank, what is happening in the UK right now is absurd. A succession of governments have lost control of the borders. Nobody seems willing to fix them. We don't know who's coming into the country. We don't know what they believe. What we do know is that crisis is imposing costs of between 7 and 10 billion pounds on the UK taxpayers, on the hard-working majority. A crisis they never asked for, they never voted for, they don't want to have to deal with. And at the same time as that, in front of their eyes, the people who are breaking their laws are being further incentivized to do so by being given private accommodation, rooms in luxury hotels, at a cost of somewhere around £5.5 million every day, again to be paid for by the hard-working majority. And on top of all of that, we then discover that the UK state has been involved in one of the biggest cover-ups in its history, importing thousands of Afghans into the country while gagging the press and not telling its own people. And when anybody raises questions over any of this, they're instantly derided as far-right extremists, as anti-immigrant protesters, when in reality, what they're saying is they just want to live in a society where people play by the rules, where the laws of the land are upheld, and their democratically elected politicians, the people they have chosen to elect them, put them first. That is not a lot to ask for. That is the basics of a nation state. That is how you run a country. Yet our leaders now seem incapable of doing even that. So I am worried about the country. I'm worried that people are going to withdraw their support. I'm worried we're going to have disturbances and protests. And I'm worried this is going to become an increasingly permanent feature of British life. And if you want to know who's responsible for that, it isn't the hard-working majority. It isn't political activists. It's the people who are supposed to represent us, who are supposed to respect and uphold that social contract, because it goes two ways. In order for the people to be willing to pay into the system must represent the people, and it is failing to do so. That's my bigger concern about the UK right now. And you know what? I think millions of people out there feel exactly the same way.